Okay guys, welcome to my channel, welcome back to it. So I want to talk a little bit about the lawsuit. This video is different because voice recording or seeing just video or picture something. But an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, I had ChatGPT dumb this down for me, so I'm gonna read what I typed, and then I'm gonna read how ChatGPT dumbed it down. So here's what I picked. Judge Bell rules Denny Hamlin and Curtis Polk will be barred from the courtroom until her testimony. The judge said he very reluctantly ruled this way because I really do wish you could be here, but NASCAR invoked a rule about only having one corporate representative per side, which is already Michael Jordan. And the judge said he's wary of triggering a legal technicality over this. Only want to try this case once. They can be in the room for opening statements later today, but then must leave until her testimony has concluded. Date for that is to be announced. Okay, here's the dumbed down version of it. Only one corporate rep is allowed in the courtroom for each side in this type of case. NASCAR's side already picked Michael Jordan as the rep. That means Denny Hamlin and Curtis Polk aren't allowed to sit in the courtroom until it's their turn to testify. The judge didn't actually want to kick them out. He even said he wished they could stay, but if he ignored the rule, it could create a legal technicality that might mess up the whole trial or force it to be redone. He said he wants to avoid any chance that the case gets thrown out or retried. So the judge is basically saying, you can sit through opening statements, but after that, you must leave until you testify. It's not personal, it's the rule, and I don't want this case getting messed up. So I replied to that. So does Denny just go home? ChatGPT said, yep, basically after the opening statements, Denny and Curtis Polk would leave the courtroom, so they go home or somewhere else to wait, and they only come back on the day they're scheduled to testify. They're not banned from the case, just from sitting in the courtroom until it's their turn. Okay. Here's something else. The no-nonsense Judge Bell is pissed at both sides for presenting opening statements, which will be heard today, that are riddled with impersonal arguments, and now won't let either side present at any exhibits during them. Judge Bell, if we can be less confrontational about it next time, maybe you'll get to do what you want to do. Here's the dumbed down version of that. Judge Bell is angry because both sides included things in their opening statements that aren't allowed. Impersonal arguments. I think I'm saying that word right. Impersonable arguments. Because of that, neither side can show any exhibits, like documents or evidence, during their opening statements today. He basically warned, be less confrontational next time and maybe you'll get to do things your way. It's a warning to follow the rules, not a permanent punishment. Okay, this is going to be long, but I'm going to read, so prepare. Court has entered a 20-minute break following the selection of 6 jurors and 3 backups, largely procedural stuff. One juror candidate was dismissed for working at Hendrick Automotive Group, and another was dismissed for knowing a great deal about NASCAR and the parties involved. The candidate pool was asked, amongst other questions, if they were familiar with Michael Jordan and if they had strong opinions about one or the other. One candidate said yes. Judge Bell asked, so you have feelings and don't tell me what they are about Michael Jordan that would prevent you from being fair or impartial? The candidate said yes. The candidate was dismissed and on his way out the door made a fist pump gesture at MJ, and they shared a laugh. Everyone in the gallery laughed. The judge says he appreciated the honesty. One candidate was dismissed because he couldn't hear. The judge says he needs to get his hearing aid taken care of. One juror who made it joked on his questionnaire that his hobby was heavy drinking and needed to defend it as not an impairment to serving. Johnny Stefferson, I think let's say so, of Alston and Bird is now the arguing attorney for NASCAR, and he opened the morning by introducing himself to Judge Bell. After this 20-minute break, the jury will receive instructions, and then everyone will break for lunch and proceed to open a statement from Stephenson, how do you say that name, and Jeffrey Kessler. We also have a potential witness list: Jim French, Timothy Frost, Heather Gibbs, Denny Hamlin, Brian Herbst, Bob Jenkins, Lisa France Kennedy, Michael Jordan, Jonathan Marshall, Steve Newmark, Steve O'Donnell, Steve Phelps, Curtis Polk, Scott Prime, Daniel Rasher, I think I'm going to say that last name, Anthony Smith, Edward Snyder, Jordan Bazant, I think I say his same name, Tim Clark, Rick Hendrick, Rod Drager, I think I see that, golly, this name's hard to say, Jerry Freeze, Rob Kaufman, Bob Kennedy, Steve Laletta, golly, Gene Mason, Gene Mato, how do you say that name? Roger Penske, John Probst, Cal Wells III, Edwin Desser, Kevin Murphy. Here's the simple terms. Court picked 6 jurors and 3 backups, taking a 20-minute break. Some juror candidates were dismissed. One worked at Hendrick Automotive, one knew too much about NASCAR in the parties, one had strong feelings about One has strong feelings about Michael Jordan and admitted it, got dismissed, but joked with MJ on the way out. One couldn't hear well, needs a hearing aid. A juror joked about heavy drinking, but said it wouldn't affect service. Johnny Stephenson, however you say that name, is now arguing for NASCAR. Opening statements will follow after lunch. Potential witnesses include NASCAR figures like Denny Hamlin, Curtis Polk, Michael Jordan, Rick Hendrick, Jim France, and other related people. Basically, jury selection is mostly done. They're on break and they'll move into opening statements after lunch. So currently, right now, I believe they are doing opening statements right now. I'm opening Twitter right now to see if there's any new updates. And if there is, I will copy and paste them into ChatGPT and dumb it down. I'm saying right now if there's any updates. I don't see there being any updates. I don't think there'll be any big updates until it's fully over for today. So yeah, the teardown has a live stream up on YouTube. That's set to, the time they set up for is 6 o'clock p.m. CST, Central Standard Time. So I believe 5 o'clock CST is when more updates will come out, is when they break for the day, and that's when media people will get really on putting shit out. And then after all that shit's out, and then tomorrow, same thing. So yeah, I mean, this is expected to go on till December 12th, Monday through Friday each week. So Monday through Friday of this week, and then Monday through Friday of next week. Friday of next week will be the last day. Like, Judge Bell wants this to be done by Christmas. Like, he's doing everything in his power, and December 12th is a good thing to have this thing wrapped up and everything. I'm interested to see what's gonna happen when they break for today and it's done for today. What other shit is gonna come out. But so far, it's been an interesting day. Like, LOL, Denny Hamlin got kicked out until he has his testimony. I mean, I had a feeling Denny Hamlin was going to be like, you can't be here until your, like, testimony type shit. I had a feeling that was going to happen. And it happened. And I'm not surprised. But, like, Denny's just going to go home and chill, and God knows what happens. Oh, God knows what happens. God knows what he does while he's at home. Just checking Twitter every, like, 10 minutes, like we are, being like, here's an update. Like us. He's gonna get to feel what it's like to be us. Because he got kicked out until his testimony. But yeah. That's all from me from now. I will post another video today being like, mama, with more updates. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Peace. Okay, 10 to 15, maybe even 20 minutes later, I have more updates. I haven't started editing this video, so I want to add this into the video. So I'm going to read, and then ChatGPT is going to dumb it down like I did in the first half of this video. On another short break here at courthouse and antitrust trial, opening arguments over 2.5 hours of opening arguments, Judge Bell told the jury as he broke the proceedings and not one piece of evidence presented, he heavily reminded jury to keep an open mind as they actually do hear evidence and said we will return from break and go another hour. Judge's mention reminded us that though this is just concerned very long arguments, opening arguments, I am told for most trials, but I am hearing that from bystanders who are more familiar with covering court trials. Nothing shockingly new in opening statements, just setting what monopoly means or not and how NASCAR works. Here's the simple version. They took another short break after opening arguments finished. Judge Bell told the jury the opening statements took 2.5 hours. No actual evidence has been presented yet because openings are just previews. He reminded the jury to keep an open mind since the real evidence is still coming. After the break, they'll go another hour. Long opening arguments are normal in big trials, according to people familiar with court cases. Nothing surprising was said. Both sides just explained what a monopoly is or isn't and how NASCAR works. Basically, long openings, no evidence yet, judge telling everyone this is just the beginning. Okay, here's something I typed and then ChatGPT. NASCAR in 2311 and Front Row Motorsports presented opening arguments with 2311 and Front Row Motorsports asserting evidence will show NASCAR engaged in anti-competitive behavior, while NASCAR asserted that teams only brought up antitrust charges after talks and their actions have signaled that they benefit from charters. Here's the simple version. Both sides gave their opening arguments. 2311 and Front Row Motorsports say NASCAR broke antitrust laws and was anti-competitive. NASCAR says teams only complained about antitrust issues after negotiations and that the teams actually benefit from NASCAR's charters. Basically, one side says NASCAR is unfair, the other says the teams are getting advantages and only complained later. Okay, now this video is going for real end. I'll see y'all later. Peace.